Hey guys, Botox and Booze is hitting the road. This week we're going to New York City, but first I want to introduce you to a really good friend of ours, Marizio Silva. He owns Authentico Tours in Costa Rica. He's a family friend and someone who we've used multiple times. If you're going to Costa Rica, make sure you look him up. Hey y'all, we are on the beach now with Marizio Silva. Marizio owns Authentico Tours. We have used Marizio 15 plus times. We love Marizio, our kids love Marizio. Scott, Kara, y'all know what's up. My dad is obsessed with Marizio and that man can do some serious easy fishing. We did some of that yesterday. Hey Marizio.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Tell us about yourself and Shrek. This guy's Shrek.
Let me tell you a little bit about Shrek. Shrek is an amazing dog, very smart. If you guys get the opportunity to come to Costa Rica, you guys will see how smart he is. And be honest with you guys, never train him. Everything he knows, he just picked that on his own. And I think it's because, you know, I like him to be an animal, and I think that's a very good thing. I love him. I train him really nice, but at the same time, he goes and do his own thing, you know. But anyway, about me, what can I tell you, man? I'm so proud to be in Costa Rica, and I'm from pretty much close to the San Jose area. I'm from Punta Arenas, which is a fishing port, and I was raised here in Guanacaste, which is the farthest north province of Costa Rica. One of the reasons I was raised here because when I was growing up, back then when I was 10 years old, I couldn't work and I had to start working.
You started working at 10 years old?
I started working when I was 10 years old, but in Punta Arenas, because it's a fishing port, you're not allowed to work until you're 13. So my grandmother is from this side of Costa Rica, so we moved here so we can start working. So my first job was in the sugarcane fields. So I worked the fields from the age of 10 to 16, which is sugarcane, watermelon, cantaloupe, rice, beans, cotton, peanuts. That's what I did for pretty much 8 years.
How many brothers and sisters?
I have a lot of brothers. I have 7 brothers, 2 sisters, and I got about 67 nieces and nephews.
And what did your mom do?
My mom,
when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, she used to work in a restaurant as a cook and as a waiter at the same time. And that's the reason I always get a motivation to keep going in life, because she is my motivation. Growing up, we were very poor. So I remember she's telling us, in the restaurant she worked, she had to pick all the leftovers, and the boys never let them take them. So she used to tell her boys, you know what, I just got a little puppy, can you let me take these? And it's just for the dog. And that's the way she started bringing the stuff home, and that's the way we ate it. So she always wakes us up around 11, 12 midnight, and I put it together in a way like, yo, that was the best meal. Well, actually, that was the only meal anyway.
The only meal you got. And you had to wake up at midnight to eat it.
And we have to wake up at midnight to eat it. It was unbelievable, you know. And this is one of the reasons I'm so positive, because every time I'm going through a hard time, I don't have to go that far to look back. All I have to think is about my mother, which I think about her every single day.
I'm the same way with mine. My mom worked hard too, and it's what pushes me and motivates me, and that's why I love your story so much, because moms breathe lives into their babies, and when you watch your mother work that hard, it teaches you how to work hard.
Unbelievable, yeah. And to me, it's just amazing how she did it, you know, like I remember when I started working, you know, I used to get up at 3:30 in the morning. By 4:30 in the morning, we have to be in this specific corner so we can get picked up from a pickup truck, drive us about 2 hours to the field. And I remember my mother just getting close to us and saying, "Papi, can you wake up please?" do you want to go to work today? And we want to say no, but we have to say yes.
Love her too much.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. So I don't know, she raised us by herself because my dad, I'm a twin brother. So my dad, when he left my mother pregnant, me and my twin brother, he took off with another woman. So now she had 10 kids to raise by herself. And I don't know how she did it. And I asked her, we sit down and talk about the things she went through here and there. And even her, she said love. Love is the key of anything. But she said, something she told me, some very little, she told me, you have to love yourself no matter what. And God will be with you the whole time. And the path will clear for you. And never anything will be impossible. And that's the way I am.
You are that way, Marizio. And what I love about you too is that when I talk about Costa Rica and I say that they don't care so much about stuff, it's because nobody has a lot of stuff. So Mauricio has told us over the years some really neat stories about repurposing things, some things that you would find when you were a kid. And I remember a story about y'all's bed one time that just really sunk home with me. And I want you to talk a little bit about that. But also, Mauricio hasn't always lived in Costa Rica. Mauricio actually fell in love, has a daughter who lives in Chicago and used to live in the States. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
That was unbelievable. Amazing experience ever. If I had to go back time and do it all over again, I don't think I would change anything because this is who I am today. To me, when people talk about, I wish I can go back and do this, to me it's not about what can you change, it's about what can you do for yourself and for others without hurting anybody else to make that change, And going to Chicago, to me, it was unbelievable.
And you met your wife in the Peace Corps?
I met my wife in the Peace Corps, and then I decided to move there. And then when I went to Chicago, I didn't speak no English at all. When I started speaking English, I spoke a lot of bad words, and most people think that's the easy words to remember, and not at all. My case was because a lot of people spoke to me like that, so I thought everybody talked like that.
We're being ugly.
Yeah, so every time I saw somebody, I called, hey, what's up, Mother F? And people look at me like, yeah. Why you call me like that? I said, I don't know, people call me like that all the time, And it was amazing, and I don't know. Back in Costa Rica, we don't have what the state has around October and November. So my first November in the U.S. was amazing because I saw all the leaves falling from the trees.
You saw seasons.
Yeah, and I didn't want to go out because I thought it was some kind of disease killing the trees. So I was afraid that would touch my skin and then my skin is going to fall off. And people looked at me like,
fall is not contagious.
I know. It was funny.
I love that.
One of my first sentences in English was number one, please. And I think you guys can guess.
Hell yes, I know. My
You
kids. I just said we're putting them in boot camp. We're not going to allow our kids to have any more McDonald's when we get home. Only healthy organic food.
Nice.
We just decided.
Nice.
So
That's the best thing you can do for your body since you young or any age, And anyway, another thing I would like to tell you guys about one experience in Chicago. Took me about 3 months to realize the size of the fry, it was the size of the bag. Because every time I went there, they asked me, what do you want, small, medium, or large? And I always want large because I want a lot of food. And I was looking at the person and looked like, how they do it? When they gonna select the fries from a small, medium, and large? And they never did it. It was the size of the bag, so they have to get the large bag so they can put a lot more fries. It took me about 3 months to realize that. It was kind of funny. But the experience was unbelievable. I met nothing but good people in Chicago. It's funny to me when I get to meet Latinos talking about the U.S. discrimination here, discrimination there, and I think you start discriminating yourself when you start listening to the people in the wrong way.
You become a victim.
Exactly. Because, it's not about what they said, it's about who you want to be in life. And the United States is the country of the opportunities. And you have it every second because the pace of life is so fast. So you have to put yourself, put the other. It's not what they said, it's who you want to be. And
what you take from that and how you go forward with it.
How you go forward, yeah. Because I went through a lot of people and they called me many names. And it was funny. funny because I always told people, man, where I'm coming from, and you trying to make me feel bad, you got to do better. You know, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying, man? And I always did better and better. Yeah, better and better. You know, it was fun going to my daughter's baseball games, soccer games, volleyball games, you know, seeing the parents that of the other kids, you know, lawyers, teachers, doctors here. And I was there myself, nobody. And these people wants to sit with me and talk to me and they used to ask me, yo, what do you see in life? Well, when you got so much passion, where do you get that from? And I always told them, man, where I get that from? Everywhere. There's no reason to be mad or sad about it. There's a lot of excuses, and I can give you a bunch of them right now. But a reason, I don't think I have one right now. So I just want to move forward because I'm here. I have to prove to my daughter. You know, I didn't have the opportunity to go to school growing up. When I was in Chicago, I never found the time because I want to work out for my family. You know, I want to make money. I want to make money, and that's what I did. I built my mother's house.
Don't you help your mom and your family a lot?
My sister, my whole family. They were really, really well because financially wise, I was doing really good. Thinking, you know, building a future for me for tomorrow in case they don't have me. You know, in case I don't have anything tomorrow, I have them. And it's funny because many years later, financially wise, I was really, really bad. And I have them.
Your family helped you.
Yeah, and they didn't help me financially. They helped me like, yo, we care about you.
All you have at the end of the day is your family. And we talk a lot, Cody and I have been talking a lot about turning inward and really focusing on our family because that's what feeds your soul. Mm-hmm. It's not the stuff. And I think that's what, for me, that's what I get from Costa Rica when I come here and I talk to people like you. I remember, like, the stuff I'm crying about at home is not really worth crying over. Mm-hmm. And I can be happy with just exactly what I got for no reason other than I should.
Right.
Because why not? Because there's a lot worse out there, right?
Oh yeah, a lot. But
why did you come back to Costa Rica?
Because my daughter went to college. You know, she went to college. I felt like she didn't need me anymore that close. So when I came back to Costa Rica, I came back with no money. And let me tell you this before I keep saying things, you know. When I tell people my life story, I don't tell people my life story just to feel sorry for me, just to let them know, yo, if I did it, you can do it. You know, if you can really put yourself together and try to see the way you need it, not the way you want it, because we want it so many different ways every second, but the way you need it, and then you can really keep going forward. It's amazing. That's the reason I like to learn about my life. So when I came back to Costa Rica, I came back with $0. Broke, and took me about 3 weeks to realize I was better. Losing my job, losing everything that I have in the U.S., it was unbelievable. Coming to Costa Rica and getting my freedom back, my night back. I started thinking better, breathing better air, eating better, because food-wise it's a lot better when you don't have McDonald's and Burger King around the corner. And it's just unbelievable.
You're happier.
You know, happier. It's
with less.
With a lot less.
That's what I wanted to get across about Costa Rica. The people here have very little, and they are the happiest people that I have ever met, and the most willing to help you for nothing in return. That's who Mauricio is. That's why we come down here, and that's why Mauricio is not a guy who owns a tour company. Mauricio is our friend, and he's somebody that we love, and he's somebody that we've grown to love. If you come down here and you really want to get the full Costa Rican experience, make sure you call Mauricio and hang out with him and Shrek.
Yes, guys, please come here, or anybody you know. If you wanna tell them to come to Costa Rica, anywhere in Costa Rica, I can always meet you at the airport Liberia, which is the north side. I can always meet you in San Jose. And therefore, try to give you the best experience ever you thought you would be able to have in Costa Rica. And touristic-wise, and just Costa Rican life, you know. Allow me to cook something for you, or just to make this an appetizer. That's what I love, you know. Let's have a few drinks too, because you know, it's always good.
Hey, and Mauricio's a ladies' man, not gonna lie. So all the single ladies. I will tell you that one of the best experiences that we've had in Costa Rica, well, obviously the deep sea fishing is amazing, but when you go fishing with Mauricio, he brings the mandarin limes, he brings, vodka and tequila and beer, but he makes fresh guacamole. He literally fillets your fish on the boat, so you're eating fresh fish. He makes this amazing wasabi sauce. I live for it. The fishing is so good with Mauricio, but it's because of what he does and the experience that he creates. So when we get here, Mauricio picks us up at the airport. He literally takes us to the grocery store. He takes us fishing, comes to our house and cooks for us. He's done that before.
Oh yeah,
he's done
right.
that a couple of times. He's an amazing cook. That's the first time I ever ate a fish eyeball, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Garrett and I had a fish eyeball contest. We've done ATV tours, we've done zip lining, we've done waterfalls. What else what other experience do you offer that maybe I haven't even done yet?
Oh, I've offered anything. I offer spear fishing. One of the, I like spear fishing a lot because
Garrett did that.
99% of the chance you get a lot of stuff, But I like anything. A lot of people always ask me, Mauricio, what is the best tour you ever done? And I always tell people it's not the tour, it's the people. Every single tour for me is the best because it's kind of funny because in the beginning I have to act a little bit like a tour guide, and then not even 20, 30 minutes after we meet, we become friends. So my tour basically is like a hangout. We just hanging out, no worries about the time. We in Costa Rica, and I want to work in your time. That's the difference I'm doing from everybody else. It's funny when you come so far to have a good time, and they telling you, okay, we pick you up at 7, we gotta be here at 8, at 10 p.m. we gotta do this, and blah, blah. No, to me, we just go with the flow. You call me, you tell me, Mauricio, we'll call you when we're ready. Hey, I will be there, no problem. I'm here in your time, and that's what I want. I want you to relax, to chill, and to really not to know what is the meaning, to taste the meaning of pura vida, because it is pure life here.
Pure life. And so for you, that's from the food to the way people don't care about stuff, to getting out on the beach, getting the salt, getting the sun, getting the really absorbing everything Costa Rican. That's what we're looking for.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
And that's why when we come down here, excuse me, that's why when we come down here, we always use Mauricio, because I feel like it's the only way to really get the Costa Rican experience. And when Cody and I travel, we kind of do that anyway. We try to get outside of the resort. So I can come to the West End and I can hang out all day long with a bunch of rich white people if I want to, but I'm not gonna get the Costa Rican experience. I do that all the time at home. So I wanna come to the beach and I want to hang out with Costa Rican people, or one time Cody and I rented a car, went into a surf town, Tamarindo.
Oh yeah.
There's a good nightclub there, right? You always try to get us to go to. We're too old. We're like Nana and Papa. What is it called?
Crazy Monkey.
The Crazy Monkey. So you can go into Tamarindo and have a wild night and go to the Crazy Monkey. But when we went, Cody and I went for dinner. We rented a car, went for dinner and a few drinks on the beach, ended up in a hostel, and had to come home the next day doing the walk of shame. So anything can happen in Costa Rica, okay? If you're out for the experience and you want to get off the beaten path, and if you come to Costa Rica, you have to get off the beaten path. Do not sit your butt in this resort. Get out, talk to the people, and really get in there.
Yep.